Okay, this is a magnet. The sun is a magnet exactly the same as this, same as the Earth, and it's got a black hole on the top where nothing can be seen. If we lift that up, it then eventually disappears into nothing and a point, and we don't know what happens after that. But as you can see, there's nothing. We're back to the light, and then we have a hole. And that is how the sun works. So if Nibiru is coming in from underneath at a massively steep angle, no light here means Nibiru, or whatever it is, if it exists, will not show up. Not until it comes right in. And when it does, it'll suddenly appear as if by nowhere. So let's say that was a fully square magnet. We are now to the apex, about there, at least twice the distance of the size of the sun to the sun. So this dark zone on either side of a magnet, and also on anything that is a magnet, which is everything has a vortex with energy coming in, bouncing out around there, and then splaying out at the bottom. So the sun has this, and because this isn't square, but if it was square, we would then get two solar distances between the sun and the apex of this dark zone. And as you can see, it's at least a third of the width of the sun as it comes out. And NASA don't show you all this because they're a bunch of liars who don't want to tell you that everything's a magnet, because then it would show that they're all working for the enemy. Okay, I've just stopped it and jumped in here. That there is the sun. That's an image that appeared on stereo by accident that shouldn't have been there. So yeah, many people have picked up on this picture. Now just above each little point of those white bits on top of the sun, that is where the vortex spins off. Funny, eh? With their lies that they follow and their dark rubbish. So that is all energy in there, pushing out all this matter so that the light is elsewhere. So yeah, that's got to be at least two solar distances of darkness directly over the pole in like a candle flame shape, both top and bottom. So if Nibiru was coming in at a steep angle, as I showed by moving my disc downwards at an angle to the light, which would be the sun, you won't see it until it swings around. So if it's in here or behind here, no, it'd have to actually be in here. So if it's inside the pipe coming in, we're not going to see it till it gets real close to the sun. So again, the very fact that the sun is a magnet, it's got a black hole at the top where light is thrown out. So yeah, if a rogue planet was coming, let's say it's a twin sun. Here's my thoughts. The sun is an electromagnet. The twin will be the opposite of what the sun is. So it will be black because it's giving out electricity and not radiation. No, that might be wrong. Whatever it's doing, this is an electromagnet. It's as if the second sun, Nibiru, would be an electrostatic object. Again, I don't know what that means, except other than it's got to be the opposite of whatever this is, because this is giving off light and the other thing isn't, because that's how it works. One is positive, one is negative. Same as gold is not magnetic. It is electrostatic behaviour with a massively flat Ouroboros EM field, which is why you can beat it flat and you can't turn it into a magnet really unless you totally fill it with electricity. But so it's exactly the same except completely opposite to the sun, which is why it is dark and why it won't really show up an electromagnetic field. It's the opposite of this, is about the best as I can give you. So yeah, it's, if anything, it's the sun's twin binary twin, is the point I was getting to. When it swings past the sun, because it's the opposite of this, a charge is going to go from one to the other. And this could be the 3 days of darkness that we're going to get, because the sun is going to shoot out energy to this dead sun, which is the opposite of what it is, and try and energize it. And when it does that, it will drain the sun due to the universal voltage drop that is going on. Energy is failing, energy is lowering throughout the universe, which is why all the stars are going out and all that kind of thing. This sun will go out if another object with zero power arrives, because energy goes from high energy to low energy. And so if a black star arrives, which is the opposite of this, it will feed it energy, because that's what all suns do. When comets come in, they are destroyed by lightning bolts that come off the sun, flares they call them. That's electricity, and it destroys the comet. Why? Because it's coming back in, because it's got less energy. It's on a loop. High energy throws it out, less energy brings it back in, and it either spins around and flies off after gaining energy, because you have to remember there's no up or down in space. It's just out. So energy in, matter out. Once it gets energized, there's a matter expulsion, which is what causes it to go out on its loop. So when this, if it exists, binary sun arrives, this will try and energize it. This will go out, the sun, and then revelation damage will occur, not including the fact that this second sun has just arrived. But yeah, if it's coming from vertical or from top or bottom, it won't be seen until the very last minute. So could glimpses be caught? Yeah, because it's coming round in a pipe. But it's the opposite of the sun, and so it won't show up a proper magnetic signal. So it won't seem to be visible. It's as if it has no atmosphere, but it is still giving off electromagnetism, whereas this is giving off electricity and electromagnetism, which arcs and then shows us light. But the second sun won't. It's the opposite of this, which is why it's called the black sun rising. So again, I might be completely wrong, but by double helix energy theory of energy moving through matter and positives and negatives, and energy goes from high to low, if there is a second planet, it's coming in directly from underneath or above. I'm thinking underneath because, you know, black sun rising, it's not likely to come downwards. So yeah, it'll come from underneath, and then this sun will try and give it energy, same as a comet going around it, and then the whole solar system will be destroyed. Basically all kinds of crazy crap will go out, especially when this goes out, because it will be drained of energy. Poof. 3 days of darkness before it has enough energy to relight its surface using electricity and electromagnetism cascade. So yeah, in conclusion, that black hole there and the one underneath, which is where energy is coming in, so it spins everything out, all the matter and light, so you can't see anything in it, so there's nothing in here to illuminate anything. So from above or below, conclusion, it's hidden in one of these two vortices that NASA won't show you, because then it would show that the sun is this. Because if they did show you, all energy travel, electricity and electromagnetism leads back to God. So they don't want to tell you that, so they make you made up 7 different forces that can't be detected. So you can either believe me, who's told you that I saw all this in visions, and I've basically explained the entire universe, because math never told me how a flower grows, but I showed how a flower grows by energy travel. Didn't need any math. So I'm showing you by energy travel what should happen if there is a rogue planet and it's a twin sun and it's coming in for energy. It will swing around same as everything else, but this will get drained of power as it tries to send that back out due to high energy. And then the earth will stagger like a drunken man and sway like a shack in a high storm. And then we're really going to see some damage. Alright. Again, don't know if Nibiru is real. I've never seen it. All the information and pictures I've seen on it don't amount to a hill of beans. But I've showed that if you move this off at a massively steep inclination to the light coming out till there's an apex here blocking light, as if it's on an edge in a cone, you can see it. So yeah, don't know if it's real, maybe, but we've got several scenarios for the end of the world now, but it all involves this sun going out, as is biblically written. So universal voltage drops could just cause a stutter and poof, how it goes, and then mayhem, electromagnetic problems within the solar system will like wreck the whole planet because we are fed by the sun. Or a second sun is going to come in, it's coming in from underneath, and it's going to drain that as this sun tries to give energy to the low energy sun and fling it back out.
Another quick point here. Back in the past, when the energy was massively higher, 7 times higher than it was now, everything was just out there, same as our planet is out there. But now this second sun may come in because that field level, like the Earth is on, just going around the sun, has been pushed out. Because of the universal voltage drop, it has to come in for energy. Thousands of years ago, it stayed out there, and it keeps coming back in every 2,000 years, it would appear, because it's no longer permanently held out there. Fluctuations in the universal voltage are causing it to come back in. Loss of power brings in rock, so it can be energized and sent back out on another stable orbit. Thanks.
And that's my take on the subject. Thanks very much. My name is Lee. I follow the Christ Jesus, and he showed me a lot of this in visions, and now the Spirit leads me into explaining everything by double helix energy flow, which is coming out of God's hand in Habakkuk 3:4, original Hebrew. He is as a light, and from his hand horns protrude, and this is the hiding of his power. God is electricity and electromagnetism. God is energy, which is why it's in everything and moves anything and can change everything. Energy is life. Energy is living water. And so we're all going to be energy beings. There's your horns. Scripturally correct. God is an energy being. Thanks very much. Bye.